Hey beautiful soul. Welcome back to this sacred space, where we don't just talk about the spiritual path, we walk it. And if you clicked on this video, something deep in your spirit already knows. There's a power inside of you, not ordinary, not man-made, but divine. It's been there all along. It glows quietly behind your pain. It moves beneath your breath. It whispers in your stillness. And today, I want to name it, because chosen one, you are carrying what I call the blue power. And this power? It's not loud, but it's limitless. Not flashy, but eternal. Not always understood, but always divinely protected. This is the power that makes people stare at you without knowing why. This is the energy that disrupts rooms without you saying a word. This is what makes you a threat to darkness, and a magnet for both the broken and the jealous. But here's the catch. Because this blue power is sacred, it's also targeted. And that's why we're here today. To remember it, to reclaim it, and to learn how to protect it. Let's go deep. Let's go divine. Let's go home, to the truth of who you are. Let's begin with the truth the world never taught you, but your soul has always known. You were born with something rare, something sacred, something that didn't come from this world, but was breathed into you before you ever took your first breath. We call it the blue power. Now I know what you're thinking. Blue power? What does that even mean? Is it a feeling? Is it a color? Is it energy? The answer is yes and more. Because the blue power inside you isn't just something you feel. It's something you are. It's the essence of your divine frequency, the vibration your soul naturally radiates when it's in alignment with heaven. It's the calmness in your voice that makes others feel safe. It's the way your eyes see deeper than what's shown. It's the reason people are drawn to you, even if they don't understand why. It's why children feel at ease around you, why animals rest near you, why strangers tell you their secrets in line at the grocery store. The blue power within you is the spiritual signature of a soul on assignment. It's the part of you that doesn't need to scream to be heard, because its very presence shifts the atmosphere. Let's go deeper. In spiritual symbolism, the color blue holds powerful meaning. It's the color of the sky, wide, open, infinite. The color of the deep sea, mysterious, still, and strong. The color of the throat chakra, the energy center of truth, expression, and divine communication. It's the color associated with loyalty, depth, clarity, and divine protection. But this isn't just symbolic for you. This is your birthright. The blue power in you is your connection to God's voice, and your ability to carry that voice through your life, your energy, your words, your silence. It's not about performance. It's about presence. Because you don't need to try to be spiritual. You simply are. You feel before others do. You know before it's spoken. You see what others ignore. And for a long time, you probably thought that made you strange. You probably asked yourself, why am I so sensitive? Why do I care so deeply? Why do I feel things I can't explain? But now, you're starting to realize those weren't flaws. They were clues. Clues pointing to the divine imprint inside you. Clues that you carry something rare, something blue. Not blue like sadness. Blue like spirit. Blue like royal light. And chosen one, this blue power is not given to everyone. It is given to those who were born to move differently. To sense the unseen. To speak with intention. To carry stillness in a noisy world. People with this power often feel out of place. Because you're not meant to fit into systems built on performance, noise, and distraction. Your power is internal, quiet, deep, steady. And that's what makes it so dangerous to darkness. Because you don't react, you discern. You don't fight for attention, you attract alignment. You don't manipulate, you magnetize. And when someone carries blue power, they don't walk into a room to take up space. They enter a room and shift the frequency of it. That's what you've been doing all your life, even without knowing it. But here's the truth. Because it's such a divine power. It must be recognized and protected. You can't use divine energy like a party trick. You can't pour it into anyone just because they ask. You can't exhaust it trying to prove your worth to people who can't even see who you really are. The blue power isn't meant for entertainment. It's meant for elevation. And that elevation starts when you stop treating your gifts like burdens and start treating them like the sacred fire they are. You're not too sensitive. You're spiritually attuned. You're not overreacting. You're receiving frequencies others can't hear. You're not weird. You're wired for higher consciousness. That is blue power. It's the way you can feel what someone's going through just by looking in their eyes. It's the way you speak peace into a storm without raising your voice. It's the way you still believe in love, in healing, in beauty, even after all the pain you've endured. This power makes you intuitive, empathic, perceptive, prophetic. You may not wear a robe. You may not carry a title. You may not have a platform. But your energy is sacred. Your presence is priesthood. And your essence is proof of the divine. Chosen one, you carry the vibration of heaven. And the world feels it, whether they admit it or not. That's why some people are uncomfortable around you. That's why you intimidate the fake without even trying. That's why you've been attacked, misunderstood, and isolated. Because what you carry isn't explainable. It's eternal. And if you've been doubting your power, if you've been wondering whether it's all in your head, let this be your confirmation. The blue power is real. It's alive. It's you. And you are not here to shrink it. You are here to shine it, to protect it, and to serve through it. You were born for this. Born for something deeper. Born for something blue. And it's time you remembered what your soul has always known. The hidden blue power in you is divine. You've known you were different since you were a child. You saw the world through softer eyes. You felt energy before you learned language. You sensed pain behind people's smiles. You were drawn to the stars, the quiet, the deep. Others called you too sensitive. But what they couldn't name was your spiritual sight. You were reading vibrations before you could read books. You were holding space for others before you could hold a pencil. That was the blue power in its purest form. But then, life happened. The world didn't understand your sensitivity. They tried to shame your softness. They told you to toughen up, to be louder, to stop feeling so much. So little by little. You dimmed. You hid. You forgot. But your soul never forgot. Because blue power doesn't die, it waits. And now, it's reawakening. That's why you've felt so uncomfortable in shallow places. Why old friendships no longer fit. Why crowds drain you, and silence restores you. That's not you changing. That's you returning. The power is calling you back. The blue power is not just emotional intelligence. It's not just empathy. It's not just intuition. It is divine DNA. You are encoded by heaven to feel deeper, to see clearer, to speak more purely. You carry a prophetic filter in a world full of noise. You feel spiritual warfare in places others call normal. You hear God in the wind, the tears, the dreams. And in the stillness between your thoughts. This blue power was given to you to be a light in a dense, dark world. To heal what's hidden. To speak what others silence. To love what others abandon. That's why your life hasn't been easy. You were born marked. Marked for spiritual greatness, and for spiritual warfare. Because when darkness sees a light like yours, it doesn't ignore it, it attacks it. You've been misunderstood your whole life. Not because you're broken, but because you're bright. And that brightness must be guarded. Let's talk about the attacks. Because once your blue power activates, everything around you will either align with it, or attempt to drain it. The world doesn't celebrate the pure-hearted. It exploits them. You've seen it, haven't you? Narcissists who were drawn to your compassion like moths to flame. Family members who made you feel guilty for your light. Environments that called your calmness weakness. Teachers, lovers, and leaders who tried to use your gifts, but never honored your soul. And through it all, your spirit whispered, "Protect this." But you didn't know how. Because you were too busy surviving. And yet, somehow, you're still here. Still glowing. Still kind. Still open. That is divine resilience. But now, it's time to stop surviving. And start protecting. Still not sure if this is you? Let me name it. You absorb emotions like a sponge, and sometimes feel everything at once. You often get tired around chaotic people or environments. You crave solitude, but you're also a natural healer to others. You're extremely intuitive. People lie to you, but you feel the truth. You've been through spiritual warfare, especially in dreams or at night. You cry when others can't, not because you're weak, but because you're awake. You've had moments where you know something's about to happen, and it does. If this resonates, you carry the blue power, and your spirit knows it's time to protect it like sacred fire. Protect your peace like it's a temple. Stop explaining your boundaries to people who benefit from your lack of them. Your peace is your power, and not everyone deserves access to it. Guard your energy in conversations. Not every call deserves to be answered. Not every question deserves a response. Silence is not just strength, it's strategy. Say no without explaining. Saying no is a complete sentence. And it's a divine filter. The ones who respect your no are the ones who deserve your yes. Get comfortable being misunderstood. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be obedient to the divine calling. Be ruthless with your environment. You can't grow blue power in polluted places. Sometimes elevation requires separation, even from people you love. Speak to God often, and listen even more. You don't need more opinions. You need divine clarity. Protect your inner child. They still live inside of you. Let them rest. Let them play. Let them feel safe again. Honor your sensitivity. It's not a flaw. It's your frequency. It's how God made you, and it's how He speaks to you. Let me tell you something sacred. Your blue power isn't random. It's revelation. It's how God speaks through you. How He heals through you. How He uses you, not despite your sensitivity, but because of it. You're here for the hidden, the broken, the voiceless, the silenced, the sacred. You're not just a person, you're a vessel. A temple walking. A divine current in human form. So honor this gift. Stop giving it to people who trample it. Stop doubting the light that you are. God didn't put that blue glow in you for decoration. He put it in you for transformation. And now, the world needs it. Chosen one. If you've been dimming your light, stop. If you've been apologizing for your presence, stop. If you've been trying to fit in to survive, it's time to rise up. The blue power within you is no longer hiding. It's waking up. It's stretching. It's glowing. It's radiating truth. And now, it's ready. But the question is, are you? If you feel this message in your bones, if your spirit is vibrating as you hear these words, drop a blue heart in the comments. Let the universe know. I carry the blue power, and I will protect it. Like, subscribe. Share this with someone whose soul is glowing but doesn't know why yet. Because this message is not just content. It's a calling. And your time is now.